Good morning. It's Bernard and David. We're here on another Tuesday. We've got a fun talk with you to share with you today. We're going to talk about our year in review. 2017 has been a very exciting time for us this year. Dave, I think you'd agree we've had a lot of good changes, a lot of positive things that have gone on this year.
It's a good year. It was a busy year. It was a fun year. And we got a lot to go over today.
We sure do. Practice of law for the two of us is what we enjoy doing. It's our passion. It's our profession. It's a lot of hard work, but we also are very pleased to be able to help those who are in need, and it gives us great joy to see some results that we like to share a little bit about that with you this morning. Dave, you want to kick off with how things have started out a year ago for us?
Yeah, let's get started. So I started the year as the chair of the Birmingham Bar Association Workers' Compensation section. This was my fourth year involved in leadership of that section, and we had a really good year. Leadership of the section helps put on or host meetings and continuing legal education seminars. We help put together our philanthropy events, our charitable events, and we ended up having 5 CLEs this year. They're really good, and again, it was a good year. The section has about 100 members of Birmingham work comp lawyers who are also members of the Birmingham Bar Association, and so it was good to lead that group. And I'm glad that I'm finished with my term and passing it off to to someone else.
Yeah, well, that's part of what one of our philosophies is, to try to give back to the organizations that we belong to. And we're both members, of course, to the Alabama State Bar, to the work comp section of the State Bar. This year, I currently serve as the chair of the work comp section. I'm about midway through. We're also putting on seminars throughout the state during the course of this year, trying to increase our membership numbers and reach out to more folks in some of the smaller communities who really just don't have that much contact with other folks who practice work comp. I'm also going to be joining the mentoring committee or mentoring program for the Birmingham Bar Association this year. I'm very excited about that. It should be rewarding for me. Hopefully anybody who I mentor, hopefully they'll get a little bit out of it as well. Let's see, Dave, last February I had the honor, and I was very pleased to have given this presentation, the End Distracted Driving campaign, and I'm going to do it again this February, a couple months up at Altamont. And it is, unfortunately, where this came from was that a young girl was killed in a crosswalk many years ago by a distracted driver. And her family put together this program, the End Distracted Driving program. Has now been put on thousands of times around the country. It's a very powerful program. When I gave the speech last year, there was not a single kid in the audience who was doing anything but watching what was going on, and I think it's very important. So I'm very glad to have done it last year. I'm going to do it again this February.
And y'all reached about, or how many thousands of kids did y'all reach this past year in Alabama with that talk? Do you remember?
No, I don't, but I think the speech was given about 15 or 20 times around the state, and I think even more planned for this year. Also earlier in the year, we started our NOMBERG Law Live weekly segments, which thank you for many of those of you who've watched us each week live, as well as the many times that we rebroadcast it through the year. We've got many great speakers lined up in 2018, and we're going to continue the similar format where one week we'll interview a local lawyer on a particular topic or subject that's important to folks in the community. Then the next week we'll go into the community and interview a business leader, someone from a nonprofit organization, maybe even a chef at a local restaurant. So it should be fun. We'll continue to do that every Tuesday at 10 a.m. Central, and I've really enjoyed doing that each week this year.
I will be in attendance for the one where you interview the chef.
Is that right?
And speaking of nonprofits, this year I served on the Heart Gallery Alabama board. I've served on that board for a couple of years now. I was chair of the governance committee. Heart Gallery Alabama is a very important organization, does a lot of good in Alabama. It means a lot to us. Heart Gallery's mission is to help place children who are in foster care with their forever families. And Heart Gallery does this by photographing or videoing and interviewing those children who are in foster care in hopes of showing and featuring those children throughout the state of Alabama, both on the website, social media, but as well as with traveling displays. So I'm continuing my work on that board. I'll be serving as vice chair of the board for the next 2 years.
Thank you for your continued doing that. That's obviously very near and dear to our hearts. At the end of the broadcast here, what we'll do in the comments section is post links to the websites for each of the organizations and entities that we mentioned, the End Distracted Driving Program, Heart Gallery Alabama, and any others that we mentioned coming up, we'll put in there so you guys can easily access their information if it interests you to be part of it. Of course, I'm Bernard. This is David with NOMBERG Law Firm. Thank you for joining us. We're in the middle of talking about our 2017 year in review. I've been looking forward to this for several weeks now, just because I'm so excited about what we've done this past year, where we're going for next year. A lot of great things to share with you guys. For example, this past March, I was asked to join what I think to be a pretty historical panel. Not that I was that important to it, but I was part of it. The Lawyers for Peace program that was conducted this past March down at the Jefferson County Circuit Courthouse. And Dave, why don't you tell them a little bit about, I know you were there for the program, and I just thought it was so unique.
Yeah, that was a great program to watch, to listen to. We had really fantastic speakers. Present were a rabbi, an imam, a minister. Who have I left out as far as?
We had, I think, 6 or 7 different either religion or cultural organizations represented. Yeah. We had judges, we had lay leaders in the community, we had folks who are just very much minded in pushing forward peace within our community despite our differences, despite our different backgrounds, religious beliefs, political beliefs. The idea was to show unity within the legal community.
And each of our speakers was asked the question, do lawyers play a role in promoting peace in their community? And that was the question that each of those speakers answered. But what was interesting is their particular backgrounds, whether they were a judge or an attorney or a minister or rabbi, and how they went about addressing and answering that question. And I think everybody that was there that attended was very inspired by what they heard and what they learned that day.
There were proclamations that were given from the House of Representatives, I believe.
That's right.
If you'd care to watch that video, that's also on our YouTube channel, NOMBERG Law, and it's Lawyers for Peace program. It's very powerful, very interesting talk, and I was very pleased to play a very small role in that.
You can also see that on our website, nomberglaw.com. It's in the news section, March of 2017.
That's right. Let's shift a little bit away from there. For those of you who follow us, we sure appreciate through our social media endeavors. Every month, if not every week, we're always giving away something, whether it's tickets to the minor league baseball, the Birmingham Barons here in town. We gave away tickets to UAB football, who's actually playing as we speak right now in their bowl game. Very proud of the Blazers and their return to the gridiron. Had a very successful season. I think their coach was maybe named the coach of the year by some of the organizations. We gave away some
Alabama
football tickets this year, as well as we continue to have quarterly giveaways to our former and current clients. So we appreciate all of you who participated in our campaigns, as well as the searching through our website looking for trivia answers and things like that. And we'll continue to do that this upcoming year. Let's talk about Dad got honored this summer.
That was great to be a part of and to watch that. It's the first time I've ever seen first time I've been to the Alabama State Bar's recognition of Alabama State Bar members who have been members of the bar for 50 years, and they receive a certificate and a pin, and that's held annually at the Alabama State Bar summer conference.
Yeah, that was this summer. It was in late June, I believe it was, in Point Clear, and Papa Max was with us. Susan, Gail, we had several family members with us, and Dad amongst probably 25 other honorees were recognized for their 50 years of service for the Alabama State Bar. So that was very meaningful, a lot of fun for us to attend with Dad for that event.
It was funny listening and watching those guys and women who are being honored comparing themselves to one another about who has more hair and who looks bad, and I look pretty good compared to him. But it was a fun morning to be there.
It was. Shortly after that, Dave and I both participated in the JCC Maccabi Games here in Birmingham, a huge endeavor undertaken by the Jewish community. Almost 1,000 athletes, kids ages 13 to 16 from all over the country and 6 or 7 other countries came to Birmingham for sports, culture, camaraderie, friendship, fellowship for a whole week. Dave and I alternated times up at the Altamont School helping to oversee the sports venues up there. That was a very tiring but a very productive and a fun-filled week.
I'm glad we got to be a part of that. What we learned is, I think our title was facility manager. What we learned was we were just janitors and just the guys that iced down the drinks so that the kids would have drinks after they played.
But after watching some of the competitions, it was clear the kids did have a good time. I'm very proud of Birmingham as a whole. The police department showed out and were just phenomenal. All the facilities in town, and we were very happy and very pleased to play a small part in that. And that led us up to football season, tailgating with the trial lawyers.
Yeah, that was a good event over in Atlanta before the Alabama FSU game kicked off. We did this the second year in a row. We've gone to Alabama's opener. Last year was in Dallas, and we did this similar event. And this year was in Atlanta. And it's good to talk to and meet some new lawyers and talk a little bit about work comp and social media. And it was just fun to be there that weekend.
Yeah, despite what some of our family members think, we actually did talk a little bit about the law that morning. Threw a little Crimson Tide football in, of course. Now Alabama plays in Orlando versus Louisville in August. The big difference there is that's an outdoor game, August, Orlando. We're still debating that. That'll come up in our next firm meeting.
Not sure about going to that one.
Let's see, where did we go next after that? Of course, with Truvine. We started this fall helping out at Truvine International in Homewood. Bishop George leads their organization in a monthly foods giveaway, not just foods, but toiletries and other necessities of life giveaway. And personally speaking, I think it's the most meaningful thing that we do throughout the year.
Yeah, we have been looking for a charitable event to be a part of, and hadn't found the right one for us. And then saw an article in the paper in August, and it just we liked what we read. We had a meeting with Pastor George, liked what he had to say, liked what he and the church were doing, and we started up helping them in September. And what I like about it is it's monthly. It's not just a one-time-a-year thing, which we've got several of those that we like to participate in. But this is a monthly, hands-on thing, and it's not just writing a check. We get out there. Brittany and Hannah and Emily get out there and help. And we pass out food. We help set up. We help unload the big delivery truck. And it's just a really, really good event. It's an important event for us, and it's just part of who we are now, helping them 4 or 5 times now.
And it's not just that, but it's being there. It's meeting with hundreds of new people each month who we'd never ordinarily come in contact with, seeing the joy on their face that they're getting these items, us doing just a very small part in helping them gather the items and take them to the car. Just some nice conversation, interaction, and I really it's the most meaningful thing that we really do each and every month. Again, we'll put the link to Truvine in the comment section for anybody who's interested in participating. They always are looking for partnership, financial contributions, and the like. That led us into this fall. For almost 15 years now, we've participated in the annual Coleman Race for the Cure in downtown Birmingham. Most of you know the Coleman organization and the annual events that they put on, the fundraising. But our team, Team Kate Has Hope, has been around since 2004, I believe, and it continues to grow. We have raised, I've lost count, but I know we're in the six figures in the amount of money that the team's raised over the years. We've had literally thousands of team members, whether they race different years. We average different amounts of people and amounts of money, but it's always a very meaningful event, and our firm participates as part of Team Kate each year.
Yeah, it's an emotional day. It's an inspiring day, and we've been taking our girls out there since they were in strollers, and now they're
That's
actually
right.
running part of it
That's
with us.
right. That's right, and that's usually I believe the second weekend in October in Birmingham each year. It's different times of the year around the country, but Birmingham holds it early October. You went down to South Florida with the workers, WILLIG.
Yeah.
I forget what it all stands
The
for.
Workers Injury Law Advocacy Group. It's a nationwide organization comprised of workers' compensation lawyers. I went down for the fall conference in October, spent a couple of nights down there, and just met great lawyers from around the country who are like us, or work comp lawyers. Learned a lot from them, and just enjoyed being around that group.
We, excuse me, probably the biggest physical thing that we did this year, and most of you know this, is about a month ago we actually moved our office. We've been downtown 11, almost 12 years. Enjoyed that time downtown, but just felt like we needed a little bit of a change, needed to see some greenery, so we've moved back over the mountain. We're it's still in Birmingham, but we're on Montclair Road, very easy to get us, find us, but very happy to have our own space again. Got about 98% moved in, got a few more things to purchase, but we hope you guys, if you get a chance, if you're in the neighborhood, just drop by. You don't have to call. We'd love to show you the new space. I know I'm very pleased about it. I think the staff is too.
Staff is happy, so we're happy.
Yeah,
and I hope within the next couple of years I'll get some pictures hung on my office
That's
wall.
true. That's
yeah,
true.
It's a great office. We're at 3940 Montclair Road, and
Plenty
it's
of
a good
parking.
space.
Yeah. We really haven't talked about anything that we've done with our casework, and not that we're going to get too deep into those things, but Dave, back in the spring, you had a hard-fought case that you can share a little bit about.
Yeah, we do practice law a little bit too.
I told you we have a good time. We do good stuff.
Yeah, so we tried a case in April in Pickens County. It's a workers' compensation case. It was denied claim. Had a tough set of facts for my client, but he did a good job testifying. We had some good evidence that helped us, and the trial court ruled for our client, and so he won his work comp claim, won his work comp case. But then right after we got the order, the order was appealed to the Alabama Court of Civil Appeals. The Alabama Court of Civil Appeals agreed with the trial court and affirmed the judgment. So our client got his workers' compensation benefits, and he's continuing to treat with a doctor. So it was a good win for our client. I was really proud of the work we did on that case.
And it's not over. It's still going on.
No, it's not over. He is still treating and probably needs another surgery. So we'll continue the fight for him.
And we continue to fight for work comp clients. We continue to fight for Social Security disability folks. We handle personal injury cases. And a lot of times I'm asked, what is a personal injury case? What is an accident lawyer? What does that mean? Well, that really means that anytime somebody is injured at the fault of someone else, whether it is a car accident, that's the most commonly thought of example. It could be someone who slips and falls in a public place. It could be a host of other things, but in its simplest terms, it just means someone was injured at the fault of another party. But I know that workers' comp is mainly what we do our short videos about. I know that most folks are They know us to handle work comp, but we also handle a few other things as well. And even if you contact us and it's not an area of law that we handle, we're very pleased to be able to say that we have a very large networking referral source, not just local to Birmingham, but throughout the state. And now that Dave's a part of this national organization, and I belong to some online lawyers, marketing, and social media organizations, we have a vast array of friends in the law that handle the variety of topics.
Yeah, as an example, just this week, a woman called me. She had been hurt in South Carolina. And instead of just saying, "I'm sorry, I can't help you," that's a South Carolina work comp claim. I have a friend in South Carolina and was able to send the case to him and got her a good lawyer to help her. So
We've got just a few more minutes before we close up for the day and for the year-end review. We appreciate you sticking with us thus far. Of course, you can always reach us at nomberglaw.com. Our phone number is 205-930-6900. Dave runs our Twitter feed. Does an outstanding job. I try to keep up on our Facebook page. We have a YouTube channel. That's where you can find all these NOMBERG Law live videos, as well as all of the areas, topics of the law that I talk about. Of course, you can also find the very same thing and much more at nomberglaw.com. I don't want to really delve too much into politics from a year ago with our current president situation, or the proud fact that Doug Jones defeated Roy Moore. We'll save that for another day, hopefully another topic. But one of the things that is on the horizon in the work comp front is that finally, after almost 30 years of having now outdated laws that are pretty stagnant and behind the rest of the country, there's folks talking about it again, and folks who can maybe do something about it.
yeah, I'm optimistic there'll be some positive change in the coming months, maybe in coming years. But change is needed in our Alabama work comp laws, and hopefully the right people are talking and getting some good ideas together.
Dave, any other things in closing we want to share with everybody?
Yeah, just a few thoughts. We got some great news in November. We were selected for the 5th year in a row by super lawyers for workers' compensation. So that's a nice honor. It's selected by our peers, by fellow lawyers. So really proud of that fact. That was great news. And just I'd say in closing, we're thankful for our clients. We're thankful for our friends and other lawyers that refer people to us. It means the world to us to be thought of in that way. So we're most appreciative. It was a good year both in the courtroom and outside the courtroom, and we just enjoy helping people and just hope to continue that success in 2018.
We do. We want to wish everybody a happy and healthy 2018. We also want to make sure we thank our families for all their support and long hours that we put in, and I know they understand why we do what we do. But in closing, we just want to say thank you to all of you for sticking with us. We look forward to helping those in need again in 2018, and you know where to find us.